voice they provide, as always, for the home team tonight in Brisbane Roar. They're the teams as they head out onto the field. Roar in their home kit. And we'll take a moment to pause to acknowledge the passing of Rado Vidicic, an incredible contributor to the game in Australia, but above all, a real gentleman who will be remembered fondly.
To his family and loved ones. In recognition of his contribution to the game, we ask you, if you're able, to please stand for a moment of applause for Rado Vidicic.
Yes, a lovely acknowledgement of a wonderful man. So with a full 7 days off for Brisbane Roar, Alex Smith has made just one change to the starting 11. Matilda's Sian Fryer returns to the starting side as Kira Myers drops to the bench. Still no sign of Kruger, Yallop or Hoyos, who remain sidelined with injuries, but a refreshed bench after that full week recovery for the home team. Well, it's hard to miss the quality of Dutch import Bente Janssen. 7 goals for the season puts her in the Golden Boot conversation well and truly. Goal scoring aside, she's been a wonderful addition to the Roar and proving her value week in, week out. An excellent midfielder in the league. The Mariners, well, they make 2 changes to their starting side. Liz Barwick-Gray returns to the back line, shifting Baxter Thu to the bench. And Tamar Levin makes her very first start for the Mariners, facing her former team tonight. Janea Dos Santos is out of the matchday squad altogether. 9 goals for the season for the 20-year-old Annalise Rasmussen, her best ever return in her 3 seasons in the A-League. She's just 2 goals behind Holly McNamara in this season's Golden Boot race, and what a race that is turning out to be. Well, tonight, Brisbane coach Alex Smith equals the club record for women's games managed, levelling Belinda Wilson's 52 games in charge. The referee tonight, Sophie Allen, taking control in the centre of the pitch. And Corey Babington, his first year in charge, and flanked by the experience of Ollie Bozanic on the bench in the Mariners dugout. Let's have a quick look at the ladder, and this is how things stand heading into the weekend. Well, City with a little breathing room up top, Wellington nipping at their heels, and tonight a almost 4v5 clash with Canberra and Victory in and about that top 6. Still plenty of room for movement across that ladder. So few points separating the bunch. Last minute conversations, instruction. Brisbane have really enjoyed being at home at Spencer Park in recent weeks. A real flurry of games they've had, but this last 7 days, good recovery, a chance to reset and go again after a really sound result against Canberra last Friday night. Really busy in the middle of Ani Prakash going from strength to strength in Mariners colours. Big part of last weekend's goal for Central Coast. They narrowly lost to Western Sydney Wanderers. A little look at the clock. Things underway. Kickoff at Spencer Park, Brisbane Roar and the Central Coast Mariners. And the equation is fairly simple for tonight's encounter. A win for either team jumps them up into second on the ladder, at least for now. But they'll want to get the weekend off to a good start. And as it stands, Brisbane Roar, they've not lost a game in 2026. And they won't want to change that run tonight. The Mariners, on the other hand, they do need a response, a bounce back following that loss to Western Sydney last week. So plenty to play for and plenty to like about an evening at Spencer Park. Lovely conditions. There's an early ball into the box. Asks a little of the Central Coast Mariners defence. Barwick Gray hooks it away. So 23 degrees up here in Brisbane. It's become a real fortress for the Roar. And the Roar core who love getting out to support. But for now, the Mariners will look for a little glance forward. Peter Trimmis skips past one, and nice turn by the fleet-footed Trimmis. Rasmussen dropping to collect, and the Mariners have almost come away with it. Leo Varley, who has been instrumental in this Brisbane Roar defence in recent weeks, has tidied up. Bente Janssen has King to beat. Prakash comes over for support. Janssen peels out, prods it out to Medwin, who's advanced. Cross in to just ask a question, and it's not coolly dealt with. Still alive now for Janssen! Well, that looks almost like it had found its way into the back of the net. Side netting only. Really good start for Brisbane. Well, this was awkward by Annalee Grove. She didn't get a good piece of it, and Janssen is normally so lethal from those sorts of areas. Nonetheless, a bright opening 2 minutes here at Spencer Park. Well, main part of their attack. Shouts for an early red card from the crowd. Another look at that strike from Janssen. Couldn't quite wrap a boot around it. I think it did have Annalee Grove beat, but she's slow to return to her feet. The 26-year-old, as mentioned off the top, crucial in this Brisbane attack. Of course, a goal last week as well, the 7th of the season. A couple of players standing over it here. Mariana Seidel, the American. Tish Woods as well. Left-footed option, right-footed option. May well be the in-swinger of the left boot of Seidel. In fact, it's Woods over the top. Now Seidel's delivery. It's high, loop into a congested area. Over to the 18-yard box, just nodded away. Now Prakash pushes it out of danger. Fryer. Little deflection off the boot of Gomez. Well, Sian Fryer, who was excellent coming on last week. Started on the bench, first game she'd done so. Instant impact for the Roar. Back in the starting side tonight. There's Fryer. Varley under a little bit of pressure. Gives away the pass to Prakash. Hayashi to beat. Good body from Hayashi. Now Fryer can build again. Miller over the top. Fryer happy to run into space. Barwick Gray. And she's going to have a job in her hands tonight. That option, that run over the top will be on. Well, this will be quite a midfield battle. Nomu Hayashi, Avani Prakash. That touch leaving a little to be desired. Gomez helps on to Trimmis. Nicely done by the Mariners duo. Rasmussen can turn and face. Threaded ball finds Tamar Levin. Her first start against her former team. Well, wouldn't that be a magical opening? Tamar Levin, 11th appearance for the Mariners, but it's her first start in Mariners colours. And it's against her former team, the Brisbane Roar, where she appeared 39 times. And you can imagine that moment, the eyes lighting up. She's scored a couple of decent goals in her A-League career as well, Tamar Levin. So fairly lively opening 5 minutes. It's a chance tonight for Brisbane to go 6 games undefeated. Second time the teams have faced each other this season. The first meeting just 4 weeks ago, a game on New Year's Eve. It was the Mariners who secured all 3 points that day. DeCipio with the opener and a brace from Annalise Rasmussen doing enough to secure the win. Since then, though, Brisbane have not dropped a game. This has fallen kindly. Kazula is a little late to arrive at the ball. Niavali comes through, as does Gomez. A bit of a scrap. Vali to ground. Now Kazula bundled through. It will be a free kick the way of the Mariners. Oh, my mistake. I saw the flag raised the way of the Mariners. Not to be. Brisbane free kick back with Central Coast now. Here's Prakash. Thinks about a long shot. Nice pass out wide to Levin. Can get her eyes up. Little dink over the top. Gomez brings it down nicely. Well, nice chance from Gomez, and as always, energetic. Prakash really starting to pull the strings in this Mariners midfield. Her assist last week for the Rasmussen goal was really lovely. Of course, Avani Prakash, 19 years old, still plenty of football ahead of her. Likewise, Greta Kazula. Bit scrappy in that last passage, but now the Mariners have a chance just to settle things. Here's Lorena Baumann. The Swiss international just edging forward. That pass not too helpful. Janssen to Hayashi. Medwin, great turn of pace. Amy Medwin just streams away. Kazula is across to cover. Medwin's ball centrally, still Fryer now. Brisbane can't quite settle to get a clean shot away. Seidel has a nice left boot on her, Mariana Seidel. Sean Fryer's done really well here. Close contact from the Mariners' defence. Martin across to cover. The ball is very good and flashes across the face of goal. Well, Sean Fryer is so dangerous in those areas. Trimus's touch is very good as well to Gomez, but that just escapes her stride. Well, really transitional at the moment. Here's Janssen, slips it through. If Miller can get there first, and she does! Well, it's a really well-taken finish by Ashlyn Miller, and they slice through the Mariners' defence like butter. Brisbane at home, they're loving life at Spencer Park. They've taken the lead. And unsurprisingly, again, it's Bente Janssen with the assist. Really well taken touch from Ashlyn Miller, the American. And it's a pass into the back of the net. Neatly done, neatly worked by the home side. An early lead, a healthy one for the Raw. It's her third goal of the season, Ashlyn Miller. And inside 10 minutes, Brisbane will be pleased with this. One shot on target apiece. One found its way to the back of the net. Well, an entertaining first 10 minutes at Spencer Park. Martin's throw. Possession barely separated. Brisbane just edging, but only just. Here's Bauman for the Mariners. Back on her right boot, and that cross is a little narrow. Trimmis wants to take on Seidel. Does well. Trimmis. Across, just dribbles toward Chloe Lincoln. Well, previous games to this one, every time Brisbane have scored first. 4 games that's been, they've gone on to win the game. A perfect record when scoring the first goal. So a bit of work to do here for the Mariners. Leah Varley, her birthday today. 24 years old, she's turning, Leah Varley. Happy birthday. I'm sure she'd want all 3 points as a birthday present. Here's Woods. Nice move from Gomez. That pass almost sneaks through. Interrupted by Woods. Here's Martin. Turns well. Prakash just protecting the ball. Martin again helps it on down the line. Well, today marks just the 10th meeting between these teams. In the previous 9, Brisbane have won 5, Central Coast have won 3. And they've drawn on just the one occasion. That draw, though, a 1-1. There's never been a 0-0 draw between these teams. Always goals. And Brisbane have been first to take the lead. Falls out to the goal scorer. Daisy Brown, who's been a little quiet in the opening passages for Brisbane, leading the line there, the number 3 on the back of her shirt. Bauman has a bit of space in front. Nice off the shoulder to Rasmussen. Good use of body. Annalise Rasmussen brought to the ground. Referee does not hesitate, points right to the spot. Annalise Rasmussen up against Leah Varley. Well, that is not what she will want on her birthday. Conceding the penalty. Let's have another look at it. Really good use of the body, first of all, by Annalise Rasmussen, and yet that left leg by Varley. I don't think she can have too many complaints. It's just left out into the path of Rasmussen. It's a big moment here for Chloe Lincoln, the Matilda. And big moment for Annalise Rasmussen. First penalty they've been awarded this season, the Mariners. Composed. Annalise Rasmussen, the whistle goes, and from 12 yards, she makes no mistake. It's a coolly taken penalty. It's her 10th for the season. Back on level terms at Spencer Park, we have a game on our hands. Here's another look at the penalty shout. No complaints about that. Composed, measured, passes it into the back of the net, sends Chloe Lincoln the wrong way. The Golden Boot leaderboard well and truly alive. Holly McNamara leading the way on 11 goals. Annalise Rasmussen, 10th goal this season. Well, it makes for interesting reading, and it makes for an interesting remaining game here. 15 minutes, not even have passed. Already 2 goals. So the right of reply for Brisbane. What great form Annalise Rasmussen is in this season. Career best last season, 6 goals for the campaign. The one before that, 3. Now on double digits for the first time in her professional career. The game's just slowed a little after those opening 2 goals. There's Varley under pressure. Woods with support, and Studer. The pass goes astray. Levin. Well, always a little bit of heat playing against your former team. That's a nice touch by Rasmussen as she pushes it through to Trimmis. Varley's across to cover. Doesn't look totally stable back there. Well, the referee didn't like the body and the contact from Brown on Barwick-Gray. And I think that's a fair call. Barwick-Gray back in the starting lineup tonight for the Mariners. The 31-year-old took a hiatus from the game, played back with the Western Sydney Wanderers early doors. And back now as a defender with the Mariners. Lorena Baumann, of course, the former Newcastle Jet, took the F3 up and changed teams. Passing accuracy looking pretty tidy for the Mariners. Brisbane a little less so. Case in point right there. Here's Trimmis. Great season she's having too. Peter Trimmis, 19-year-old. And Krasula. Almost well worked by Izzy Gomez. Referee brings back the shout for the handball. Greta Krasula has made herself an important part of this Mariners midfield. She went and spent a few years over in America in the college system. Virginia Commonwealth University, VCU, she graduated from, now back in the A-League with the Mariners. Helpful header on from Annabelle Martin. Seidel's throw. Cleverly left by the goal scorer Miller. Nice give and go. This combination working really well. Fryer, if she can pick out a Brisbane teammate. Jinx one way, back the other. Nice ball in by Sian Fryer. Trimmis is there to interrupt. Back as far as Studer. Little hopeful ball. Seidel to Hayashi. That pass left a little bit short. Fryer will retreat and retrieve. Well, Rasmussen and Gomez leading the line and just dictating when that press is going to come in from the Mariners. That's a nice ball, cheeky through the midfield. Prodded forward, positioned well. Martin finds Prakash. Nice turn into space from Avani Prakash. Gomez with pressure. Trimmis inside to Martin, and the idea is right, the execution a little less so. Brisbane goal kick. Alex Smith with some instruction. So 52 games in charge for a little over 2 seasons. Alex Smith levels equal with Belinda Wilson, who early observers of the A-League will be familiar with. Now Mariners with a chance, and that little deflection almost caught Chloe Lincoln off guard. Again, nice play from Central Coast. Nice ball, Izzy Gomez, and this little touch, just the movement as Lincoln was moving one way, shifted her weight back to the near post. Another chance for Brisbane to build. Hayashi. Switch of play, stretching wide through to Medwin. Bauman's across to cover well. Prakash left a leg in there, Woods. A really tidy play on the ball of Arnie Prakash, and Tish Woods has given herself up. There may be a little lucky to swerve a yellow card. We've seen him given for that. Captain Taryn King happy to get her team up and positioned well. Searching ball long and over the top to mile 11. Brings that down neatly. Now Bauman. Nice bit of space found by Prakash in between the lines. Can turn and face that ball good, but Gomez has left herself in an offside position. Disciplined defensive line from Brisbane. Idea right from the Mariners. Varley stepped up. And Mariana Seidel had a nice view across the line. Izzy Gomez. What a nightmare she is for opposition teams. Creates so many chances, really dangerous in the middle of the park. A great ball winner, Gomez. Of course, the one cap, Matilda, making her first international appearance against Argentina just last year. Skipping ball over the top, all the way through to Annalie Grove. King. Levin and Prakash. Bauman. Her pass intercepted. Now back with Medwin. She wants to push it past and find a bit of space, but Levin's done well. Brought down to ground. Little apology there from Medwin. Of course, both teams a little injury ravaged at the moment. We know for Brisbane, the home side, long-term hamstring injury for Tamika Yallop. Zara Kruger still nursing an ankle injury, as is Bella Hoyos, Grace Kulamu, ACL, and then a trio of ACLs, unfortunately, for the Mariners as well. Langman, DeCipio, Clough. Having to dig into some of the squad depth. Final third entries fairly even across the board. Both players finding their way into the 18-yard box. Izzy Gomez again was asking perhaps for a yellow card. A little clumsy from Momo Hayashi. She's got talking to from the referee. The tempo of the game is just stalled a little bit. Here's Barwick Gray. Pressure coming through from Brisbane forces a long searching ball over the top, brought down neatly by Gomez, and the idea for Rasmussen, you could see what Gomez was trying to work through, just ran out of real estate. Long clearance from Lincoln. Missoula back to tidy up. King almost works out of danger. And that pass has fallen very nicely to Sian Fryer across the face of goal. Oh, she's disappointed with her effort there. Gifted an opportunity in space. Pressure was coming, but she probably had time to take a touch. Normally ruthless in those sorts of areas. Just 3 goals for the season so far, Sian Fryer. Pressure coming across from Gomez, a little late to contact. There goes the whistle from the referee. And perhaps a little bit of frustration from Gomez. She's already sat out a game across the course of the season due to accumulating 5 yellow cards. It's part of her style of play, does not take a backward step. Here's Medwin. Mariners with some defending to do, and that's well done by the captain, King. '29-year-old Taryn King really journeyed across the A-League. Bit of time with Canberra United, some time with the Newcastle Jets, and now where she calls Central Coast home. Where's the captain's armband? Really important leader in this Mariners side. Prakash is dispossessed. Rasmussen up to tidy up. Long strides through the middle of the park. Has Levin to her left. Closes the angle a bit for Levin, asking a lot. Levin cuts in to Prakash. Running into Brisbane's defence. Now Levin. Not a shot nor a cross in the end. Oh, how she would love to score against her former side. 39 times she played for the Raw. Tonight, her 11th appearance for the Mariners. Her first start, though. Miller finds Janssen, who's got a little quiet as this first half has worn on. Prakash, good industry in the midfield. Levin again. Has Rasmussen in the middle if she can pick her out. Krasula, bit of space. Threads a ball wide to Trimmis. Trimmis's cross into Varley. Well, pressure mounting here for Brisbane. Some good little passages from the Mariners. Just tidy passes, starting to pick apart this Brisbane defence. Martin. Blocked well by Fryer. Brown's first to it. You can see mostly where the action is happening, right down the middle. Trimmis helps on over the top. The lunging header from Varley is Gomez has gone to ground. Trimmis will give it a go. Easy work for Lincoln. Well, Gomez was appealing for a foul. Varley was working back into position. Trimmis took matters into her own hands. Mariners boss looking on. It's a mild evening in Brisbane, 25 degrees, so still plenty of warmth about the evening. That's well won by Gomez. Has Janssen for company. Now Levin, good use of the body. Tamar Levin drives in. Krasula now. Neatly done by the midfielder, Martin. And that one left a little skinny. Trimmis second to it. Seidel can stride forward. Brown won't be able to reach that pass. Mariana Seidel. Most recently in the Czech Republic or Czechia with Slavia Prague. The American spending her time at the University of Alabama, and that's leaving matters a little late there. Annalie Grove gets the pass away just. So 30 minutes have ticked over, a goal apiece. There's a neat bit of play by Brisbane to get the first one underway, the 9th minute. And Ashlyn Miller, her 3rd of the season. The response didn't have to wait too long to arrive. A penalty awarded to the visiting team. Annalise Rasmussen making no mistake. Here's Janssen. Miller. Woods happy just to concede a bit of ground. Woods again, pokes it through to Miller. Fryer across, as is Barwick-Gray. A free kick going the way of the Mariners. The Brisbane bench not too pleased. Well, no, in fact, it's going Brisbane's way. Bench confused in the first instance. Looks as though players just got their boots caught, perhaps. Well, Brisbane bench didn't like something they saw there. Initially thinking the free kick went the way of the Mariners. And again, it's Woods and Seidel standing over the ball. Good numbers lining up on the edge of the 18-yard box. This time, Tish Woods, her delivery. It's direct, it's straight, the header of Varley. Harmlessly out. Here's Barwick-Gray advancing. And the pass right down the middle. Doesn't have a Mariners shirt at the end of it. Here's Studer. Seidel. Mariners happy just to sit back and allow Brisbane to advance, wait for them to pick their moment, pick their time. Martin up against Fryer. Fryer not happy with the contact. Almost stood and watched Sian Fryer, waiting for the whistle. So no doubt a little tug of the shirt there. Another chance for Brisbane to wind up a delivery. This one a little closer than the previous. Annalie Grove just organising the players in front. Two-player wall. Same two Brisbane players over the ball. And Seidel and Woods. And this one, if the delivery right on that 6-yard box, Woods can get it right. It's a little short. Glancing header. Gomez retreating. Her pass only as far as Woods. The re-entry scooped away still with Brisbane. Fryer. Gomez just pushing back, closing the space quickly. There's a frustrated figure, Alex Smith. Nonetheless, Brisbane throw.
Good pass. Also a good pass.
It's a vocal crowd tonight at Spencer Park, riding every pass from the home team.
5, 6, 7,
Here's Fryer, has a bit of space. Martin's retreating. Miller inside. Fryer outside to Miller. Blocked well by Crisula. Well, she's done well there, Greta Crisula. That pass is going to just stay in. Well defended by the Mariners. They've been under the pressure these last few minutes, Central Coast. Martin's throw. Mariners finding just a few more passes than that of Brisbane. Here's King. Helps it around the corner to Levin. Nips in front to Studer. Levin's done well there. Plenty of goal scorers on either side. Both teams have a handful and then some. 7 goal scorers each team. Of course, it's Janssen leading the line for Brisbane. And of course, Rasmussen now with double digits for the Mariners. So inside 10 minutes to play. Varley has passed through to Miller. Good switch of play this by Brisbane, really stretching the field with Medwin. There's Bauman to beat. Amy Medwin on the left boot. It didn't take much backswing, but that opened up nicely for Brisbane from one side of the field to the other. It's a good pass from Ashlyn Miller. Unfortunately for Brisbane, it's this little passage of time before the half-time break that across the course of the season they have conceded the most number of goals. Of their 17 conceded, 6 come in this little window of time. Hayashi, she'll try from distance. Well, plenty of the spectacular off the boot of Momo Hayashi, not just for Brisbane Roar. Gold Coast United as well can hit a ball. Here's Fryer. Varley, just a little moment of indecision perhaps. Lincoln will launch that one long. Fallen, Martin is there first. An important prod through, but Taryn King will tidy up. So field already becoming reasonably stretched, a lot of space between the back line and the offside flag is raised. Sian Fryer returning from an offside position. King all the way back through to Grove. Pressure arriving. Helped on by Martin. 6 shots for Brisbane, 4 for the Mariners, and that's good use of the body by Rasmussen. Thread it through if she can. There's a little too much spice behind the pass. It's direct, it's right down the middle. And you can see, just as the field's opening up, incredible strength, Annalise Rasmussen, an imposing figure. The number 11's come into arms. Oh, she's such an important part of this Mariners side. A proper hold-up striker that can also run between the lines. Through the Mariners Academy and the first signing when the Central Coast re-entered the competition. As Rasmussen is getting better year on year. Hayashi driving forward with a bit of impetus. In comes Sian Fryer. Her central in ball is a really good quality across the floor. Still Fryer battling well. Medwin, central position. Spins around and Trimis is there to block. Time and time again, Sian Fryer has found that lovely ball across the surface. On that occasion, Miller is in an offside position. Every time Fryer finds herself in this sort of area, in this space, very rarely does she shoot. It's often the cutback. The arriving Daisy Brown couldn't get a clean bit of it. Izzy Gomez needing a bit of early attention. Wonder if it's a bit of cramp inside the first half. Maybe a bit of a concern. Nonetheless, 5 minutes to play of this first half. A little moment for both teams to grab a quick drink, quick conversation. These big minutes before the halftime break. How valuable a second goal would be. Well, make of what you will of XG. But these two teams across the course of the season have well and truly outscored their expected goals. This is for tonight. Just 0.37 on Brisbane's chance, and they found the back of the net. The Mariners pretty much bang on. But across the course of the season, Brisbane's XG 11.9. They've scored 19, now 20 tonight. Central Coast Mariners, their XG 13.9, and they've now scored 21. So they're teams that are outperforming their expected finishes. Their shooting accuracy is the best in the league. Brisbane first, Mariners second. And how dearly both sides would love all 3 points tonight. Rasmussen gets away from Fryer just. Needs a bit of support, finds it through Trimis, back inside to Rasmussen. The first time ball, a little soft, lofty to Lincoln, who's happy to get things moving quickly. Martin's touch, now Trimis. Takes her first touch into a bit of trouble.
Excellent brick wall.
That's nice work there by Momo Hayashi. Bauman's across to cover. Medwin certainly has the speed to get there, but that's well defended by Lorena Bauman. Barwick-Gray will help that one on. Sends it down the line to Gomez, but Varley's across. Gomez can nip in front. That's cleverly done by Izzy Gomez. Good recovery, Leah Varley. Nice little give and go from the earlier play. Mariners throw, nodded inside. Varley clears and Krasula's touch. We'll see it over the sideline. Inside the last minute of this opening 45. No doubt a little bit of extra time added, given some of the stoppages. Nice shift away from Janssen. Still going. It might have just crept over the line. That one has. Former Ajax player, and it shows, Bente Janssen. Prakash. Lovely idea from Trimis, a little too tight, but that's great pressure by the Mariners. Closed down well by Brisbane, numbers swarming around Peter Trimis. Krasula up and under, anywhere will do. It's skipped through, and again Barwick-Gray just send it back from where it came. Fairly messy this last couple of minutes. Confirmation, 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first 45. Former Adelaide United player Annalie Grove. Happy to get her side up. That's well won by Seidel. And that pass is a little difficult to deal with at the back for Grove. She's done well to cover the ground. Prakash, really tidy on the ball, Vani Prakash. Neatly done. Nice little triangles we're seeing. Trimis, Prakash, Gomez, time and time again. Really good sense of where each other are on the field. Seidel down the line. Martin first to it. Again, it's Prakash to pick up a loose ball in midfield. Bauman likes to pull it back onto her right foot more often than not. Now Levin, poked away by Studer. Advantage given. Martin. Over the top, looking for Gomez. Doesn't quite have the leverage. Maybe a little hopeful from that certain punter in the crowd, but he's enjoying himself nonetheless. 2 minutes of stoppage time have expired, and that'll do for the first half. A half that started in a bit of a flurry, really entertaining opening passage. A 9th minute finish from Ashlyn Miller. Brisbane looked the goods as they passed that opening goal into the back of the net. But the reply came just some 5 minutes later. The penalty as Annalise Rasmussen was brought to the ground, stood up, took the pen herself. So halftime at Spencer Park. It's Brisbane Roar 1, Central Coast Mariners 1. Let's have a little look at the highlights from that first 45 minutes, because as I said, it did start in a bit of a flurry. Some good chances, Amy Medwin lively. And this looked like it had gone in. Some fans thought as much as well. Expansive play early doors, and Tamar Levin with a prime opportunity down to the right of Chloe Lincoln. This here was the goal. It was really lovely build-up. Hayashi, Janssen, Miller with a neat play right down the middle of the Mariners' defence. Made it look all too easy for the home side. So that's in the 9th minute of play. Plenty happening early on. And this here, great use of the body, Annalise Rasmussen. A leg as she's brought to ground from Leah Varley on her birthday, no less. So it's Rasmussen who steps up and finishes easily, sends Chloe Lincoln the wrong way. They were the goals from the first 45 minutes. Halftime match stats look as such, not too much separating the likes of possession, passing accuracy, but plenty to look forward to in the second half. Don't go anywhere, we'll be back right after this short break. Welcome back to Spencer Park, and aren't these kids having a great time? Half-time between Brisbane Roar and the Central Coast Mariners. Well, speaking of having a great time, she's having a great season. Finished a neat penalty tonight, and Annalise Rasmussen is putting her name up in lights. We caught up with her a little earlier this season.
After a long 14-year wait, the Central Coast Mariners make their return to the competition.
I remember my debut, I was 18 years old. It was here at Polytech Stadium against the Newcastle Jets.
She was their first signing when they re-entered the competition.
I remember I started that game, so I was very nervous, but I think I was just happy to be out there and playing.
Rasmussen just couldn't keep it in play.
My favourite A-League moment was definitely that grand final win, I think. Obviously having a roller coaster of a season and then coming out on top was really special.
And the Central Coast Mariners are the Ninja A-League champions.
I think just before final start, maybe a month or two out, we went a month without winning any games.
Meanwhile, Central Coast Mariners have some deep digging and thinking to do as they go home with just 1 point. They need more.
Yeah, there's obviously a lot of review, and I think a big thing of that is self-reflection, so going away by yourself, looking at what you did wrong, and then being able to come back in training and as a team reviewing. We did a lot of meetings but without our coaches, so I think it created a lot of, I guess you'd say, like team bonding and not being afraid to speak of what we think. The club had a psychologist that the girls could go and see, so again, like doing your personal reflection and trying to be the best that you can be. And I think that was really a turning point for our team. I think from there we just kind of went up and then all the way to the top.
Challenge for the Mariners. Bianca Gallich is good with the penalty.
I feel like I'm an exciting player. I feel like I have a good eye for goal and I just always try my best.
Martin, the cutback, the shot, and it's 3! Annalise Rasmussen on the spot once again!
I think obviously it is a lot instinctual, but I think looking steps ahead, like before I get the ball, am I going to get it and shoot? I think having those things in my mind is something I have playing through.
Rasmussen in the perfect position.
Creating spaces and knowing what I want to do with the ball before I get it.
The delivery, Rasmussen! Annalise Rasmussen goes clear on top of the Golden Boot race.
Yes, what a star she is and what a season she's having. Annalise Rasmussen, still so young, 10 goals for the season so far. Not a bad turnout at all. Speaking of our goals, let's have a look at them from tonight. It was the Brisbane Roar who got things underway in the 9th minute. This nice team play right through the middle. Varley to Hayashi, Jansen and Miller. Great touch from Miller as well to cut it away from Annabelle Martin so she could get that shot away into space. Tidy work by the home side right down the middle, and this started really brightly. This was in the 9th minute. Brisbane dominated this opening passage. It's just 5 minutes later up the other end. A leg from Varley brings Rasmussen to ground. So it's Rasmussen who steps up and finishes her 10th of the season. Really well taken penalty. Well, some excellent shirts in the crowd. Matilda's fans. Speaking of 30 days and counting, March is just around the corner. If you don't already, get a hold of your tickets to the AFC Women's Asian Cup. All games live and exclusive on Paramount Plus and Network 10.
This isn't just a seat in the stands. It's your ticket to fearless ambition, to roar with crowds, for young fans to see heroes up close, to watch world-class skill, grit and grace. This isn't just a tournament. It's a celebration of what's possible when the world watches women rise. Get your ticket to dream. AFC Women's Asian Cup Australia 2026.
Welcome back to Spencer Park. Yes, wonderful to see some travelling Mariners fans as well in the crowd. And they had a bit to cheer about with the Mariners equaliser in that first half. Let's have a quick look at the football coming up over the weekend. Of course, a couple of games moved due to the heat and the heat wave conditions across Australia. Adelaide United against Melbourne City. That one was meant to be tonight, shifted to tomorrow afternoon. Likewise, the Canberra-Melbourne Victory game, meant to be Saturday evening, is now on Sunday afternoon. But tomorrow, a big one, the Sydney Derby, Sydney FC and Western Sydney Wanderers. No subs just yet for either side. Goalkeepers going through the motions. Meeting of the minds. With some of the experienced players out there. Annabelle Martin, great leader in this Mariners team. There's the lineups as things stand. The home side. The goal scorer there, Ashlyn Miller, the number 27. And for the Mariners, likewise, no changes just yet. Plenty of options available off the bench tonight. Temperature slowly dropping up at Spencer Park. Still 24 degrees as we stand. Sean Fryer having a word with the goal scorer, Ashlyn Miller. Don't forget, Dub Zone on Instagram and every week. Chat about all the highlights, break down all the big issues in the games from across the weekend's fixtures, so make sure you tune into that one. Big 45 minutes coming up here. A single point if the result is shared as it stands will still push either Brisbane or Central Coast into second position. They're both currently on 18 points. There's a logjam, four teams on 18 points. Wellington, Brisbane, Central Coast, Canberra United. But with the second half underway, and it's a quick start from the Mariners, Avani Prakash is going to stream through the middle of the play. A foul waved away by the referee. And so, a bit of a training ground move, that one for the Mariners. And now some defending to do. Important toe from Gomez, just prods that away. Across comes Bauman. Trimis's header to Martin and returns the pass in kind. Can't quite get there, Peter Trimis. Well, this was the start. Good touch from Hayashi, nothing resulting in a free kick to Prakash. Well, she's looked lively, Avani Prakash. Of course, joining the Mariners from Western United. Barwick Gray all the way back through Annalee Grove. Fairly hefty challenge through the back of Bente Janssen. Not too displeased with the attention she received from Lorena Bauman. Well, she certainly attracts a bit of attention, Bente Janssen. An absolute handful to try and win the ball from. And a big 45 minutes. This interesting to see if any tactical shifts come into play as the minutes tick by. Fryer will help that one on. No nonsense defending, up and out. Rasmussen thinks twice about the header against Varley. Helped on Woods, that's clever. King, first to get her boot across to it. Both teams just trying to find their foothold into this second half. Trimmis, good use of the body across Seidel. And a reaching arm just does enough to slow down Trimmis. And she's scored some special finishes this season, Peter Trimmis. 4 goals for the season. And a couple of those straight to the highlights reel. Varley stops and props just a moment. Woods can keep that one moving. Back through Lincoln. Yeah, Varley. The centre of this back three, Brisbane have adopted. Down the line from Medwin. Now back inside to Woods. Over the top of Levin. Just suffocated by the Mariners' defence. Well worked. It's a neat touch by Trimmis. Prakash. Working the field side to side. A little heavy-handed through the back of Tamar Levin. She's brought to ground by Medwin. It was Studer with the foul. Still no yellow cards for the game. Good ball over the top and Studer's first to it. Hayashi helps it on. Well, it's tidy work in the midfield from the Mariners. Prakash is an option again, and that one's left just half a yard short. In streams Woods. It's through the line, cleverly done. Sian Fryer again on a platter if she can. Well, perfect opportunity. And the frustration from Daisy Brown says it all. Lovely work from Sian Fryer. I've seen that move time and time again. And now the chance for the Mariners to form an attack. Back from where it came, though. Oh, it's great play, and Fryer has the speed and the vision. She just has that little glance forward. It needs a touch, anything, and see the frustration. That says it all. 4 assists for the season, Sian Fryer, and when you can see the delivery of that pass, you can understand why. Well, it's a fairly tight turnaround for Brisbane. They had that congested week, 3 games in 7 days, a full week off, and then tonight's game. Their next fixture is next Wednesday against Sydney FC, so the Raw travel down to New South Wales for that one. Central Coast, on the other hand, they've got a couple of weeks off after this game. They've got the bye before heading across the ditch to New Zealand, facing the Phoenix on the 15th of February. So a little breather there. There's still plenty of work to be done tonight. Much like the first half, the play is fairly expansive. Lots of lines, space between the lines, rather. A little scrappy, some late challenges, just reaching legs. Grove is out to Bauman. Anticipated well by Josie Studer. So Brisbane still a draw, would take them to 6 games undefeated. The last run back in 2020, 2021 that they found that run of form. No clean sheets for either side tonight. Good header by Varley. Still fairly chippy in this last few minutes. Ball bouncing and bobbling. Prakash almost comes away with possession. Referee has a think about it. Whistle goes the way of Brisbane. Sort of a couple of bites at either one, and again it's Bente Janssen who's brought to ground. Not too dissimilar from the couple of free kicks we saw in the first half. 7 fouls conceded for the home side, 9 for the Mariners. And if this delivery can be planted into a dangerous area, just beyond that heavily congested area. Good ball that. Crosses Barwick Gray. Great height to challenge. Trimmers. Gomez looking to run off the shoulder. Just slowed down enough by Tish Woods. And still, the messiness in the midfield continues. Little passages of neat play quickly descend into mishit passes, legs just reaching out, trying to meet the pass. It's a nice ball from Varley. Down the right to Medwin. She can clear it from under her feet. Janssen turns inside to Woods, pokes forward. Tidied up by Grisula and Ivana Prakash. Again, clever use of the body from Gomez, and Annalise Rasmussen just lost sight of the pass. Varley there to cover. You get the sense anything can break at any moment in this game. Just hanging in the balance. Possession still a real arm wrestle, this encounter. Medwin. And in some great form for the Raw this season. Cross has really good quality. Martin is first to it, but not convincingly. Nice ball into the mixer from Medwin. Just lofting it up into a dangerous area. Mariners throw. Nice touch from Gomez. Well worked to Trimmers. Idea right to Tamar Levin. Well, when they do go, it's direct. Great on the ball for Cash. Again, nice turn from Gomez, who's asking where the card is. She said it's not the first time tonight. Again, Sophie Allen, the referee, does not go to her pocket. Regardless, free kick Mariners. Looks as though just the one player in Greta Krasula standing over the ball, just assessing the options. It's a difficult distance, long way out for a direct shot on goal. A little clip over the top may be the answer. That's got to be measured to perfection. So Krasula goes short. Gomez over the top helps it on. Idea's right, a well-worked training ground move, but Sian Fryer can skip through 1 and 2. Her eyes are forward, but she puts on the afterburners, releases Miller. Bauman's across for a bit of cover. Well, the retreating Levin was a little late to contact Fryer. Gomez, and this really opening up. Tries to draw it wide through Levin. Right down in Brisbane's defensive third. I imagine both teams might just start to draw into their substitutes in the coming minutes. Not a shot on target in this second half. Almost opens up, but it's Sian Fryer who is covering some serious ground tonight. Varley inside to Woods, poked through to Miller. Nice touch, Medwin. Blocked well by Krasula, and now the Mariners can look to break again. Retreating Woods. Gomez does well. Now Krasula. Her first time cross. There's a few too many Brisbane shirts, and that's a late bit of contact from Izzy Gomez. Well, quick to apologise, but undoubtedly it's a reckless challenge. Still, Sophie Allen has a little chat, nothing more. So Brisbane, they can build from the back again. Leah Varley, whose sister, Sophia, is on the bench tonight for the Central Coast Mariners. Reserve goalkeeper. The younger sister, Sophia Varley. Hopefully the family watching, able to celebrate both the girls tonight. That's a nice ball through to find Peter Trimmis. Plenty of numbers in the box, needs to be a good delivery, but it's Varley out. Really good interruption. Now Trimmis, 2 Brisbane players to beat. One of them, Sian Fryer. Just carried that over the line. Oh, Leah Varley looks a little worse for wear after that contact, but it needed to be stopped, and it was really well. It is Leah Varley after that challenge. Maybe that left ankle as she blocked the cross from Trimmis can sometimes really hurt. She looks to be in a bit of distress as well, which is not a good sign for the Raw. Such an important cog at the centre of the defence. So just over the 60-minute mark, players a little forced rest. A bit of attention from the physio. So just have a look. Yeah, just that little wobble as Varley's gone to ground, whether it was the contact from the ball or just getting both knees looked at. Let's have another look at it. Yeah, jarring plant to Leah Varley. What was a really important interruption. The Mariners had players streaming into the box for Central Coast shirts to aim for. Varley there to halt proceedings. So passing accuracy there of Leah Varley for the evening, a little over 85%. Just continues to play that really important role in the centre of defence, flanked by Seidel. Ball back up to her feet, which is good to see for Leah Varley. She looks as though she will be okay to continue. But for now, it's a Mariners throw that skips its way through to Gomez. Hayashi is out to clear over the line again. Another quick throw wanting to be taken by Martin, who moves quickly. Varley's back on the field. That's well worked by Gomez, who lashes the shot. Or maybe a magnet to that side of the net. Exactly where Bente Janssen found in the first half, Izzy Gomez has found in the second. Nice turn, little shift of weight by Gomez. Disappointed with her effort in the end. Well closed down by Prakash. Brisbane's defensive line under pressure, coolly done by Varley, who looks to be okay to continue. That's good to see. Hayashi's tried to squeeze it through Medwin. A little push in the back from Levin. Former teammates. A little less so Medwin, having come from Western United, but against a former team no less. Seidel. Wide to Fryer. Mariners in no hurry, just happy to sit and wait for the moment that they'll pinch forward. Here's Studer. Medwin forward to Janssen, brought to ground by Baumann. Well, she's frustrated, Bente Janssen. First yellow card of the evening produced. That's going the way of Lorena Baumann, her third of the season. Maybe a little soft compared to some of the other challenges we've seen across the evening, but nonetheless, Sophie Allam has seen enough. So a little under 25 minutes of play. Woods to get things moving with a nicely worked ball into a dangerous area. Varley's there. Well, she'd love a birthday goal, Leah Varley. She'd love to atone for the moment that she brought Annalise Rasmussen to ground. Oh, searching ball over the top. Cross comes Studer. Good strength, shoulder to shoulder. Gomez goes to ground. Still fairly transitional. Fryer will drive forward, looking ahead. maybe thinking about taking it herself. Sian Fry, a little dink into the far post. That's a very important header. Still alive for Brisbane. Janssen felled on the top of the 18-yard box. Well, this is a dangerous prospect. Well, the number of fouls that Bente Janssen wins for her side sets up some very dangerous areas, just as this one is. Just left a leg in half a moment too long, Greta Krasula. And Momo Hayashi, ball tucked under her arm. I think she's claiming this one for her own. Well, she can hit a ball, Momo Hayashi. Seidel having a chat. Annalie Groves setting up the wall as best she can. It's just to the right of the centre of the goal. The edge of the D, Hayashi, the only player standing over it. She is absolutely taking a shot here. Whistle goes, Hayashi. Long runner. Momo Hayashi strike. Well, it was off the boot nicely. Parried away the follow-up. Well, she can hit him into the hands of Annalie Grove, who got a good sighting of it. Well, it did make its way through the wall. Well set up by the goalkeeper. Frustrated, but a good shot on target. Still Brisbane. Medwin across, but Bauman's first to it. Now Krasula, back with Bauman inside. Cleverly done, Levin. Clipped by Miller. Here's King. Levin to Bauman. Skips inside. Nice touch by Gomez in the end. Krasula wide through Trimis. Finding good space on the right-hand side. Peter Trimis, the deflection. Fryer helps it on. That one up and out. So 20 minutes remain. Still neither coach have turned to their bench, their substitutes, just yet. Fryer and Miller, nice combining. Janssen, a touch left a little behind. A little hand of apology from Bente Janssen. That pass, not quite the intended outcome. Good strength. Rasmussen releases Levin. Back inside, Tamar Levin. Trimis is there. Centering ball has dropped very kindly. Selfless from Trimis. Needed to be a shot on target. Gomez is brought to ground. Well, prime opportunity for the Mariners. Well, this just gifted itself to be passed into the back of the net by Peter Trimis. She was trying to find Rasmussen, selfless. Retreating Raw players did enough. Well, we're yet to see a corner in almost 72 minutes. Few set pieces, few free kicks. Beautiful open play goal in the first half from Ashlyn Miller. The Central Coast preparing a sub. Tess Quilligan, the number 16 for the Mariners, readied on the sideline. So some changes afoot here at Spencer Park. At either end of things, Kai Stevenson being readied at the other end. Turn of speed from Medwin. Bauman is working hard to cover. Medwin can just about keep that in. In the end, it will be a corner. Well, 73rd minute, first corner of the evening. Bauman thought she'd done enough. In the end, Medwin worked really well to afford her side a corner. Well, Brisbane haven't been the most prolific from corners this season. In fact, just the one goal from corners across the campaign so far. Mind you, Central Coast Mariners have not conceded from a corner. In-swinger, Seidel. Nice shape on the delivery, dangerous area. Players going to ground. Prakash, who's been excellent. She's brought to ground too. Nothing giving, says the referee. Interesting. So play marches on. Long effort. Oh, wow. Well, it's absolutely caught. Annalee Grove off her line. Against the run of play. A flash in the pan moment. The long range effort to put Brisbane in front. And it's just a little poor giveaway in the middle. Great vision from Daisy Brown. Delightful strike. Her third goal of the season, and isn't that an important one? So here comes that change for the Mariners. It will be Tess Quilligan replacing Avani Prakash, who has been excellent this afternoon. Prakash, a little surprising, I must admit, to see her leave the field of play. Tess Quilligan, some fresh legs on her 11th appearance, the 20-year-old. And it's a goal scorer from the first half in Ashlyn Miller, making way for Kaya Stevenson in her 12th appearance. Yet to score this season, Stevenson. But now the Mariners need to find a response. So it was a lovely finish from Daisy Brown. She'd only had 5 touches prior to that moment. I guess when they result in a finish like that, it won't matter too much. So Brisbane with the lead. In the 76th minute, Mariners with some chasing to do. A couple of changes each. Well, across the board, rather. Quilligan for the Mariners, Stevenson for the Raw. That's a nice bit of play by the Mariners through to Rasmussen. She can make it a brace for the afternoon, and she does. Ruthless Annalise Rasmussen. What an important finish that is. Her 11th of the season. She draws level at the top of the Golden Boot race. But in the context of this game, that is a huge goal. Torn apart. It's almost a carbon copy of Brisbane's goal from the first half, right down the middle. A deft touch, and Rasmussen makes no mistake. What form she is in at the moment. Back on level terms at Spencer Park. The game has come to life. It was Annalise Rasmussen the last time these two teams played. The Mariners had the result 3-2. It was a Rasmussen double that day. Another long, rangy effort. Rove is off her line. What a joy it is watching Annalise Rasmussen go from strength to strength. Still with more to offer. Working for pole position. She's brought to ground. Surely a yellow card is produced. Indeed it is. Tish Woods with her third of the season. Well, Rasmussen is feeling it tonight. Woods brings her to ground just to slow her down, perhaps. A little over 10 minutes of regulation time to play. Well, it's worked really hard here, Rasmussen. Just a tug of the shirt. Mariners have a player down. It's Tamar Levin who looks to be a little worse for wear. She's had a very good night. Her first start of the season. Another change for the travelling team, the Mariners. Millie Farrow replacing the aforementioned Tamar Levin. Appearance number 9 for Farrow, the 29-year-old Englishwoman. Well, she's a lively character, Millie Farrow. That's a top performance by Tamar Levin. Hopefully nothing too serious. So really good chance here for the Mariners to go ahead. Over the top from Trimis, long, off the top of the head. Another corner. First of the night for the Mariners. So Trimis to take. Hasn't minded a corner in recent weeks. Glancing header from Varley. Barwick-Gray is there to try and find a re-entry, or a second corner will do. Inside 10 minutes of regulation time to play. Referee over to have a quick chat with the bodies in the middle. And Chloe Lincoln organising. Trimis's delivery. Far post, long. Brisbane players first to it. Quilligan back inside. Rasmussen stops and props. A little lash shot. Just a little edge of urgency in this remaining 10 minutes. Field stretched. A lot of distance between the last line of defence and the attack at the other end. Stevenson. Neat touches to Fryer. Runs into Martin. Studer. Medwin. Delivery nodded away by King. Nice defensive header that from the captain, Farrow. Some touches from the substitute, a little touch from the referee. Straight off the head of Kazula, the pass from Hayashi, closed down. That's a nice ball over the top to Fryer, who has a bit of space in front, hits it first time. Well, she's had a productive game, Sian Fryer. Hasn't quite found the outcome she's looking for, and that frustration figure you can see walking away, you can understand why. She's set up some really neat moments. Still Brisbane though. Well, a grapple from Amy Medwin, you'd have to say, slowing things down. Bette Janssen just steering the ball away. Well, this dropped ever so nicely to Fryer, who got a nice piece of it, couldn't quite redirect it goalward. Bauman conceding a bit of territory. Hayashi's header looked a little sore. Neat work by Stevenson. Varley stretching the field, and Medwin does get the touch in the end. Bauman again across to cover. Well, that's well worked by Amy Medwin. Last little touch. Bauman still Brisbane. Nodded away by King. Slick footwork by Janssen. Her pass. Can't find a Brisbane player. Nice by Farrow. Quick moving football this from the Mariners. Gomez, if she can get there first. Farrow. Oh, big kick, swinging, no contact by Farrow, but free kick called against her nonetheless. Well, she just pulled out of the contact at the last moment. Vastly experienced Millie Farrow, the 29-year-old. Change has been readied for the home side. Inside the 5 minutes we have remaining of regulation time. Still 2-2. Team's going to settle for the 1 point or push for all three. Quilligan helps it on to Barwick Gray. Hayashi. Around to Medwin. Medwin drives inside, wants it on her right foot. Good hold-up play, given back to Janssen. Just prodded away by Bauman. Brisbane building again here. We will see that change. Kira Myers replacing the number 5 in Amy Medwin, who's had another lively performance. Kira Myers, her 10th of the season. Another good night on the part for Medwin. Myers, who started last game, back on the bench tonight, the 18-year-old. Probably has 5 or so minutes to make something of this game. A little grapple in the middle of the park with Rasmussen and Studer. And that's awkwardly bouncing and will make its way over the line. Fryer. She's looked dangerous all evening. That's one swept away just in the nick of time. Tired pass does find its way through to Gomez. She turns and swivels back heel or drag back to Krasula. Farrow goes to ground, as does Woods. Again, a misdirected pass. Gomez, numbers forward, gets a good piece of it. Shouting for a handball, nothing given from the referee. Trimis now, driving into space, slows just for a minute, back on her right foot. Peter Trimis! Oh, well, that's not too far away at all. Just skips off the crossbar. She's had some special finishes this season. And that almost tied it up for the Mariners. Over the top. Fryer, the target, and Annabelle Martin might be in a bit of trouble here. Yellow card produced. And Sian Fryer is not particularly comfortable here. We'll have another look at this. Martin just slowed. Maybe the trailing boot of Fryer caught on Martin. Hard to see exactly. Well, pretty early indication from the physio that Fryer is not okay to continue. It was hard to see on the first glimpse, but this is a little concerning. There's not much in the way of contact from Annabelle Martin. And Fryer is quick to grab at that right knee. Well, this really concerning signs for Sian Fryer. She wants to walk off, but look at the right knee just as she lands there and quickly takes weight off it. I don't think there's any contact from Martin. And it's not what you want to imagine it could be, but Sian Fryer's face says a little too much. We really hope it's nothing serious as she makes her way off the field of play. 6 minutes stoppage time at the end of the 90. Number 18 there, Amali Kinsella. Just a third appearance for the 19-year-old. And our very best wishes to Sian Fryer in hope that that is not as serious as perhaps it may look. So Kinsella on, Fryer off. Confirmation of that yellow card to Annabelle Martin, which, rightly or wrongly, is what's been shown in her direction. It has led to a really good opportunity for Brisbane. Again, it's Momo Hayashi over the ball. And you imagine she'll look to go direct on this. Hayashi for Brisbane. The direct strike, drop in, tip in, and wow, it had some good shape about it. She's certainly got the technique to hit them. Nice dip, just as it tailed away. And in the end, it does not miss by much. So a little over 4 minutes of stoppage time remaining. It's been a scrappy affair as the game's worn on. Transitional football. A chance for a winner, still time if either team can find the chance or fashion a moment forward to take it. Varley to Studer. Nice touch from Janssen and Woods. Little clip over the top. Myers, the substitute, is on and challenging against the experienced Taryn King. Across comes Barwick-Gray for a bit of support. Mariners throw. It's Farrow. Centering ball nodded on to Rasmussen, who has a little bit of space. Trimmis, if she can find it, nicely done. But again, it's Varley who covers that space incredibly well. Under 3 minutes remain. Harmlessly out in the end for a Brisbane goal kick. Just once before in this fixture's history has the result ended in a draw. Ever coming together, Hayashi, Quilligan unperturbed in the end. Tidy up work from Stevenson. Brisbane will launch it long. Kinsella inside to Stevenson. Krazula, who's been excellent again tonight for the Mariners, just grappling in the midfield. Woods. Down the line to Kinsella. Martin to ground on a yellow card. Measures that really well. So a really cagey affair this evening. The in-form Annalise Rasmussen so far. The impact for the Mariners. And here she comes again. An opportune chance to win it for her side, and she's pulled the shot wide. Maybe a rush of blood to the head, but it opened up nicely. Well, opportune chance, great speed. Her first couple of steps just separating the distance. Just dragging the shot wide. Had just Chloe Lincoln to beat. So 30 seconds of this stoppage remain, and then all in the hands of the referee. Hayashi has battled hard tonight in the midfield for the Raw. Lincoln's goal kick. Bauman forced back. Brown just a bit too grabby in the contact. Krazula, Bauman, blocked from Woods. Good use of the body from Gomez, has two to get past and almost makes her way through. In the end, Woods is fouled. The yellow card pointing the direction of Izzy Gomez. Well, she almost got past the two, and the little tug of the shirt in the end was enough for Sophie Allen, the referee. The 6 minutes of stoppage time have expired. Now all down to the generosity of tonight's ref. Varley over the ball. Long searching delivery. Drops just outside the 18. Kinsella hurried back by Martin. Woods. Studer, time running out here surely. Rasmussen still full of running and energy, forcing the issue. A little glance at the watch, and that will be that. All square here at Spencer Park in what was an arm wrestle of a fixture. So just the second time in history this matchup has ended in a draw. The points are shared as both teams rise to 19 points on the ladder. Ashlyn Miller getting things underway in the 9th minute. Rasmussen, a penalty in the 14th. Half-time saw the scores 1-1. And a second half of much the same. Daisy Brown, a beautiful long-range effort. And an equaliser by Annalise Rasmussen for her brace this evening. We finish full-time at Spencer Park. Brisbane Roar 2, Central Coast Mariners 2. Well, there's plenty to enjoy about tonight's performance. And one of the first things was this goal from the Brisbane Roar. Split apart the Mariners' defence and passed down the middle. And a really well-taken finish from Ashlyn Miller, the American. Just passed it into the back of the net. And Brisbane were flying at this point. They were looking in control in the driver's seat at the 9th minute.